Media itself is dangerous, man. The media right now is setting a whole generation to be condemned and just looked upon as, you know, not worth anything.
This is a war we're fighting, and reggae music has been our biggest weapon, you know? And what the industry has done, that turned our weapons against us. They use reggae music against us. And that's simply because who controls the whole industry, you know? It's the white man. We're going to the enemy to fight our battles for us. So of course they're not gonna have our interests at heart. They got their own interests at heart. So that's where, you know, where I said that turned this reggae music from the voice of the sufferer to the voice of the bling blinger.
It's a colonial system, and colonialism feeds off the ignorance of the masses. So if you come with conscious music and the colonial system owns a radio station, and I get no play.
You don't need money to rid the people of ignorance. You have radio, you have television, you have books. There is no excuse. But when the wrong people control radio, television, and the means of expression,
we are not in control of mainstream media. I mean, we're fortunate enough to be on BBC Three Counties Radio, and I think we've actually taken it quite seriously as to how we promote Jamaican culture, as well as the wider African culture that, you know, we all come to love and grow with and to educate with. But it's vital because some people's their communication to the outside world may just be radio.
they like it when we talk stupidness, eh? So they like it when all we do is argue about this and that. They like it when we talk filth and indecency. So you can get all the radio time you want to sing songs of ignorance, do dances of filth, but there is no time given, not so, given to the passing of knowledge to a people who are starved and thirsty for knowledge.
Yeah, the message is definitely being lost, and for the major companies it's not marketable because people just want to hear things that are not going to make them feel serious. But reggae has always been a message music, and the commercial aspect, it's like back in the day when they signed Shabba Ranks. They didn't sign Shabba Ranks because they wanted to market Shabba Ranks. They signed Shabba Ranks because he was a threat to the other rappers, the American rappers. And if Shabba was to become big, they would have this little Jamaican artist is going to be the top of the chart. They don't really want that. That's why Sean Paul won't get any further than he is now, because they don't want him going up against the big major American acts. They just want to keep you at a level, and if you get bigger, they'll find a way to bring you back down, because the quicker they build you up, the same level they can bring you back down. So what's happened is all the artists that they've signed over the year, I think it's been to curtail them rather than enhance their capability. It's holding them down. We've got you.
Morgan Heritage, one of the CDs I was reading, you know, where they and they tried to get signed by, I think it was Sony or Universal, one of those big record companies. I can't remember which one. I think they talk about it on the More Teachings album, where they said the record company more or less told them the world's not ready for their message, you know, and tried to persuade them to either turn the message down or change the message. And I give them enough props for not changing the message, you know. They stopped to their guns and look, they're still making it, you know. And of course, you know, Morgan Heritage have big contacts in the industry. Not every group have that link that they have to do what they do and still prosper.
There's so many problems that, you know, is plaguing us other people, And when reggae bring it up front, we get a fight, and they love to put reggae roots music on the back burner, not giving us any big lavish contracts and so forth, you know.
Reggae is not a yes music, it's a militant music, and it's a vibe music, and it's a love music. And they don't want that, because what we'll be doing is opening people's eyes to reality, and that's not the thing that they want.
Reggae music has always, as I said, been monitored and watched because of the early reggae music, which was a chant down thing. So now you've got music like that comes through, like Sean Paul, that they'll let through and stuff like that, whereas there's other music that doesn't really get that look in. And that's how it's been for years, and it's not changing. I've seen it not changing, because reggae, how reggae stands now, it should be the greatest and the biggest music of all time. It should be, because the songs they sing and the songs they write alone, they're the greatest things. And one thing you notice, if a reggae record is let into the commercial areas of any part of the world, it usually does well. It usually does well. If they give it its fair share, and they say, this is the one we're going to play now, it gets its fair share. So I believe it's just been set the way how it's been set, and reggae would always be monitored